Today's the big day. All being well, this old girl's going to be back up and running later on today. Since you last saw us, I did a little bit of a time lapse of what we were doing, restoring various bits and pieces. I'm sure you don't care too much about that, but yeah, carbs, air boxes, cooling system, all that kind of jazz. Finished off the wiring loom, and yes, we do have a spark. Well, at least on one spark plug. That's as far as I got. As soon as I saw that, I went, let's just carry on. Let's see how lucky we can get. So I've got to finish the upper exhaust and put some fuel in it, put some oil in the gearbox, some coolant in it, and we'll go from there. And then I can dress all the plastics back up.
Cool. Crack on.
Nice. That did not go well. I won't lie. It was Thursday when I was last recording that, and I was getting all excited, thinking I was going to fire it up and away we go kind of thing. The exhaust came out nice though, don't you think?
The exhaust came out very nice.
Yeah. And I got a new reflector on the back here for princely sum of about $38.
So look.
Down there. So new reflector, new whole tail light unit, new lenses on the front of the indicators. It's all going good.
We'll just look at the elephant in the room and all the bits on the floor.
Yeah. This bike magically dismantled itself overnight. No, so what happened, folks, was we put the gearbox oil in, and I was putting the coolant in, and if you recall on the first bike, something similar happened when I put the coolant in. It started disappearing out the base of the bike. Now on that one, it was relatively easy to figure out what was going on. There was a pipe that I hadn't fitted. Why? Don't know. When I built this engine, I was very particular about making sure I'd fitted the pipe. And so it's not that. So what is it? Well, I went underneath and I was looking at this left-hand exhaust pipe, which is no longer fit to the back of the minute. It's down here behind me. But coolant was gushing out down here. And I was like, oh Jesus, something seriously has gone wrong here. The cylinder head gasket, or when it was rebored, I don't know. I was clutching at straws. I was like, what the hell is going on? Well, if you come down here, Doug, you're going to be looking through to here. Yeah, see where my hand is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See where your hand
Okay.
is.
So at the moment, I've disconnected the infamous pipe that caught me out previously. You see it?
Yeah.
You might want to come around the other side if you do. You there?
Yeah, I can see there, just as the helicopter comes over.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the infamous pipe that caught me out on the first bike.
Yeah.
Right, that was well and truly attached. No issues there. What I figured out yesterday by trial and error was that water is leaking in this general vicinity here, and it's going down the back of the cylinder and then dropping down near the exhaust port. So it's not coming from internally the engine, it's this area here. So
That's right, Bailey.
Bailey's come to help. What I think is happening is this upright spout here, I think that's cracked. Now I didn't crack it, but it's just old plastic, whatever. There is a chap apparently on the 500 Owners Club, I think he's in Italy. I think his name's Piero or something. I did message him yesterday anyway. But he'd remanufactured these tubes. They're about, they're very rare.
Yeah.
As there's a lot of parts on this bike. But yeah, so whether I get a remanufactured one or not, I'm not too sure. We will have one on the spare engine over there, but I will take this one off, examine it and make sure that's what it is. I'll take that one off, put that one on here, and then I'll repair this one in good time. You're smiling, what's the matter?
I'm just looking at Bailey sticking her butt in the photo.
Right, so
Unless of the I wasn't here.
yeah. All right, so all right, we'll crack on with that and see if that solves our problem. She's sniffing the bloody microphone.
She's about ready to take that off your t-shirt. She's like, I could get that in a heartbeat.
Stop it.
You have a toy for me.
Yeah.
Right, crack on.
Camera skills.
There you go. It's my normal camera skills.
Okay, I'm just trying to recover this bolt here, but that's not what I was getting you to get the camera for.
Right.
Straight away, as soon as I pulled this off.
Yeah.
Right, so this fits in there.
Yeah.
That's where the infamous pipe connects onto.
Yeah.
Right. So I've taken a large coolant pipe off of here. I've taken the 2 bolts out from that side, the 2 bolts out from this side. This was already disconnected where the infamous pipe goes on. And as soon as I lift it up, what you'll see is that there's an O-ring fits in here that'll be down there, and
Yeah.
an O-ring fits in here. That's there.
Yeah.
What can you see with this O-ring?
It's not in where it's meant to be.
It's
Is that
split.
right? Oh, I can't see that.
You can't see that?
Hang on. Oh yeah, now you can. I can't see it from here.
Right, I'll zoom you in.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh wow. So it might not be that the pipe's even damaged, it's the O-ring split.
Yes, could very well be. We'll have a good look at it in a sec. But there you go.
But we're in the right spot.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Wow.
I think I do have spares of those.
Right, that'd be good. Was that a new O-ring or an old one?
No, new. So you get a full set with when you get a gasket set,
Yeah.
you'll get new O-rings in there as well.
Right.
And I've changed it, but evidently I have pinched it, as in squashed it.
You just stick your head in front of the camera a bit more time.
Yeah, sorry. So, no, reclean.
I'm recording you because you're waffling.
All right. Well, give me a bit more time.
Yeah.
I'll clean everything up and go again. Okay. So where that small pipe connects into the larger pipe, that's where I thought it was cracked, but it doesn't. Oh, let's focus again. That looks all good. I think it's just the O-ring that was knackered.
So
And I'll tell you what, I don't think this fucking gasket seal stuff is the right stuff for this. Okay, Jim over at Superbike Surgery, he's made me a complete convert to this concept, which is use something, in this case I'm using a hairdryer, to warm up the inlet manifold rubbers prior to fitting the carburetors. On the first bike, it was a lot of brute force and ignorance, and it's common sense when you think about it. It's going to work a lot better when they're soft, and they really do. I also put a little bit of red rubber grease just around the inside of the inlet manifold, and like on the left hand side, right hand side, they just slid straight in. So I'll cut after warming it up for a couple of minutes and sliding it in. All right.
I think Bailey's overseeing. Am I doing it too much? You do the other one?
Ow, that was hot. A little bit of red rubber grease. Get out. Just a dab. Okay. Right, darling, you have to move your butt. Stick that through there. Out the way. To the throttle cables in a sec. Up and over those and in there.
oh, she's got red grease all over her face.
Is she? Oh yeah.
Wipe that off in a sec. Probably off your finger.
Hey?
Probably off your finger when you're trying to move her head out.
I popped out. There you go. Sorry. In. Right, say again, sorry?
You better get the stuff off Bailey's head now.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so you probably just saw a short clip there where we bumped it. Basically, it fired up first time, and then when I got up here, I just needed to balance the carburetors a little bit, just quickly. Yes, I've got a coolant leak, but it's coming from the top pipe there. I can see it's just a Jubilee clamp, so I'll crack on and get that done. And in an interesting twist of fate, if you recall the first bike, when we painted the tank, we put a standard blue stripe on it. But all the plastics, because both sets are Chinese plastics, these have got black stripes on. So then I special ordered 2 sets of black stripes, because obviously that's blue tank, or blue stripe on a tank, with black stripe paintwork. And then Tracy was looking at this head fairing and she's going, I'm telling you, this stripe's blue. And I'm like, no, it's not, it's fucking black. I sprayed this black.
We were having discussions.
I mean, this is China's finest, right? Quality
Yeah.
control.
And then she pulled out all the side panels looking for the seat.
Yeah. And basically, yeah, you can see this is blue. It's fucking blue, right? So, problem solved, right? This tank goes on that bike, that tank goes on this bike. Okay.
At least you hadn't resprayed the other tank black as well, because that would have been a kicker.
Yeah, and you know what? I nearly did as well. All right. Okay. Quick. Does she run after 20 odd years? Oh, evidently not. No, let's give her a bump. Oh. Because the kill switch is in the bloody not runs position, in the off position. Okay. A couple of small electrical gremlins, indicators and things like that, which I have had working, but then when I took all the clocks and everything to pieces, it started playing up a bit, so I'll fix that up. Taco don't work at the minute, but yeah, looks good. There you go. So next time you see it, boys and girls, it'll be all plastics together and roadworthy. Probably won't see a video, excuse me, for a couple of weeks because
got to try and book it in and faff around.
Yeah. And if there's nothing new to show you other than plastics fitted, etc. So where to from this? We've got, I suppose, bike number 3, the one that came from Alan over in Dubai.
That'll be the quickest one to do.
I think so, yeah.
Just to even get it built up from so it's not outside in the winter.
So we've got the frame we got from New South Wales. That is an Australian registered frame, so that'll be easy to put it together to get it road registered. It does have the alloy RZV frame. I might build it with that, I'm not too sure. Got the engine over there, so we'll do a rebuild on that one. Yeah, so whack in bike number 3 and continue titivating with these two.
Swapping tanks.
Swapping tanks. Fucking what the hell? Anyway, this has been fun, hasn't it? All right, so well done for sticking with us and watching it. We've got now 2 running RZ500s. I'll put a couple of pictures up on the outro as to what they used to look like. If anybody's interested in buying, I'll probably think about just to break even is about 25,000 Australian dollars, which is 12,500 pounds. Of course, I don't think we're going to end up shipping these to flipping UK or anything.
No.
But if you're in Australia and you want to pop around and have a look, see what you think.
Coolant leak will be sorted.
Well, yeah, it'll
yeah,
be.
they'll all be completely.
Yeah. There's probably another 20 hours worth of fettling just on this one alone, and then I can get back into this one.
Sounds good though.
It runs really great. I mean, lovely. I'm really super pleased with that.
And the rain stopped long enough to take it out to give it a try.
Absolutely. Here's that.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you later.